This movie tells a story of a family at a remote farmhouse who is attacked by an unseen animal. As the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something unrecognizable. This movie unfortunately doesn't live up to the legacy of the classic Universal monsters, or even the hype generated by the director's previous work, The Invisible Man. From the outset, the film struggles to establish a compelling narrative, despite its rich premise rooted in the well-trodden path of a man's transformation into a beastly creature. The story, which follows Blake and his family, as they confront both external and internal threats in rural Oregon, feels undercooked. The pacing is erratic, with the first act introducing intriguing elements of familial trauma and survivalist upbringing, only to abandon these threads for a generic monster setup in the second act. The film's attempt to delve into themes of masculinity and legacy is muddled, leaving viewers with a narrative that feels half-baked and lacking in depth. The characters are disappointingly shallow. Blake, Charlotte, and their daughter Ginger are given little development, reducing them to mere plot devices rather than complex individuals with whom we can empathize. The performances, while not entirely to blame, suffer from the script's lack of character depth. Christopher Abbott's transformation into the titular Wolfman is visually impressive thanks to practical effects, but his portrayal doesn't carry the emotional weight needed to make his plight truly affecting. The film tries to capitalize on the eerie isolation of its setting, yet the execution falls flat. The cinematography, while occasionally striking, often shrouds scenes in unnecessary darkness, which diminishes the horror rather than enhancing it. The sound design, though noted as one of the few positives, can't salvage a movie that seems more interested in its own stylistic choices than in delivering genuine scares or suspense. While this movie boasts about its practical effects, the final product doesn't inspire the awe or terror one might expect from a werewolf transformation. The design choices feel like they stray too far from the iconic image of the Wolfman, potentially alienating fans of the original. The transformation sequences, although gruesome, do not match the visceral impact of classics like An American Werewolf in London, or even more recent reimaginations. In the end, this movie ends up as a missed opportunity. It's a film that wants to say something profound about human nature or familial bonds, but gets lost in its own muddled messaging, and fails to scare or engage on a primal level. This reboot lacks the bite needed to make it memorable or even satisfying, as a straightforward horror experience. It's not worth to watch this in theaters, just wait on your streaming service.